Hello, nice to have you join us on Newsroom series, reaching you from Channels Television's global headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria. I'm Dominic Ibiwu, and today our focus will be on the North Central. But before we get into that, let's have a snippet of our top story making the rounds at the moment. Now, every year on May 27th, Nigeria pauses to celebrate its youngest citizens. It's a day usually defined by celebratory speeches and promises of a bright future. However, with over 24 million Nigerian children currently engaged in child labor and more than 18 million out of school, experts say it is time to move away from empty promises and focus on actual survival tools, from digital literacy to emotional resilience. Our next report pulls back the curtain on how to prepare our children for new global realities.
Children's Day is here. Naturally, the airwaves are flooded with standard footage of school march pasts and generic political speeches about the leaders of tomorrow.
You are the leaders, doctors, teachers, and innovators of tomorrow.
But given our current economic climate, tomorrow is arriving faster and harder than ever. Current realities and aggregate statistics paint a grim picture. Over 24.6 million Nigerian children aged 5 to 17 are engaged in child labor, with estimates showing over 18 million kids currently out of school. The theme for this year's 2026 Children's Day celebration is Future Now, promoting inclusion for every Nigerian child. If this generation is to do more than just survive, they must be prepared to out-innovate, out-endure and harness their potential despite staggering odds.
We need creative thinking, we need innovators, and all of these things start when a child is still young. You can introduce them to concepts and ideas through images, through simple words, through beautifully produced books, and also through activities that are attractive to them.
According to experts, deliberate efforts must move away from the usual platitudes and look at the concrete skills, emotional resilience, and structural shifts required to build a future-proof child in Nigeria for today's world.
The idea is to be able to build or develop children that can function anywhere they find themselves, regardless of the country, Nigeria, overseas, and all that. And it helps build their life skills. They are able to encounter challenges, and they're able to think through it rather than just give up or think just maybe within the textbook that they've seen. But practicalizing these things, helps them bring up practical solutions.
What kind of art and entertainment are our children actually consuming? For a country with such a vibrant creative industry, there is a severe shortage of targeted programming and content for millions of Nigerian children. Even on special occasions, only a few select institutions consciously try to fill this gap.
We really have to be intentional about ensuring we have more for children.
According to acclaimed filmmaker Niyi Akimolayan, this is a failure on multiple fronts.
If we're not making quality children and family content, we will not make a case for why those things should be out there. Everyone has a role to play. The British government spends over £1 billion every year on CBBS, those children programming. That is why there's Peppa Pig everywhere in the world. That is why your kids want to speak British English.
Meanwhile, the children themselves are eager, practically begging to be trained and developed.
I would like to tell them that they should always take care of their children so that they can eat the fruit of their labor, and they should enjoy more from them.
True inclusion means giving children in rural or marginalized spaces the exact same survival tools as those in urban private schools. Clearly, on a day dedicated to their future, society must stop talking, decide on a path forward, and take immediate action in their best interest.
start off with education development, as Plateau State's government has commenced the piloting of digital learning in public schools as part of efforts to improve teaching and create a more conducive learning environment for pupils across the state. The Executive Secretary of the Plateau State Universal Basic Education Board, Sunday Amuna, states that the initiative is one of several notable achievements recorded under the administration of Governor Caleb Mufwang in the education sector over the past 3 years. Our correspondent Percy Bank tells us more.
From renovated classrooms to improved water facilities and provision of modern learning tools, several public primary schools across Plateau State are beginning to witness gradual transformation to strengthen teaching and learning. At LEA Tudunwada Primary School in Jos, the state government has begun piloting smart learning facilities with classrooms equipped with computers, smart boards, and solar-powered systems designed to support digital education. Officials say the project is part of a broader push to modernize basic education and prepare pupils for a technology-driven world.
We are almost concluding a classroom in LEA Tudunwada, where the teaching there will be smart. We have desktops 30 with customized tables, and then the board, no more use of chalk or pen on the board. Everything will be a smart board. So, and we've received additional 30 sets that we will go to 5 schools where we'll have 6 boards in 6 classrooms, and everything will be through digitization, digital learning. So we are training the teachers and also drawing them through digital literacy.
Education Secretary of Jos North Local Government Area, Isaiah Kyota, describes the intervention as impactful, noting that pupils now enjoy access to clean water and improved classroom condition conducive for learning.
The impact goes for the children, the learners who didn't have water supply, good source of water, and they have, and the community as well are benefiting. The secondary school around here are also benefiting, and the classrooms also have helped the quality of teaching and learning as well.
Parents and community members also commend the state government for addressing challenges such as leaking roofs and lack of potable water in schools.
They brings a lot of changes, most especially the water supply, the offices and some classes. We really appreciate them. They used to suffer a lot about drinking water. Most of them, sometimes they used to go to the main road and get drinking water in this filling station, of which is a big challenge. And the filling station is very close to the road. Sometimes accident may occur to the children. But honestly, we are really, really happy for the intervention of this borehole.
Teachers say the introduction of smart learning tools has made classroom teaching easier, more practical and engaging for pupils.
Before now is drawing on the cardboards, maybe taking them out to see, and then most of the times we don't get the drawings because not everybody is an artist. So we just try to draw, but this time around with the intervention of the ICT training and ICT materials, at least we can have it practical, some life that we use the projector to project and learning takes place.
The board is gradually transitioning from the traditional chalkboard system to smart classrooms aimed at improving learning outcomes. Percy Dabang, Channels Television News.
Staying with the education sector, the Benue State government has flagged off the school grant initiative consisting of motorcycles and cash donations to strengthen supervision and quality control across the 23 local government areas to improve learning outcome. Governor Hyacinth Alia, who is represented by his deputy, Mr. Sam Ode, at the flag-off ceremony organized by the Benue State Universal Basic Education Board, tasked all education secretaries from the state on effective implementation of the initiative.
Assurance officers. Education secretaries from the 23 local government areas of Benue State and other stakeholders converge in Makadi, the Benue State capital, for the flag-off of the school grant initiative. The Deputy Governor of Benue State, Mr. Sam Ode, arrives at the multi-purpose superb hall for the ceremony, representing Governor Hyacinth Alia.
The Benue School Grant.
Mr. Ode flags off the initiative, which is expected to improve learning outcome across public schools.
I am profoundly delighted to be here to officially flag off the Benue Schools Grant Initiative, which is an ambitious intervention of our administration designed to strengthen the delivery of free and quality basic education across our states, alongside the strategic distribution of mobility aids to our dedicated quality assurance officers across all the 23 local government areas of our beloved state of Benue.
Next, the superb Executive Chairman, Dr. Grace Adagba, leads the Deputy Governor and the Commissioner for Education to begin distribution of the grant items. One motorcycle and 50,000 naira is presented to the 23 local government education secretaries with a task to uplift basic education.
We have just given motorcycles to all the local government education authorities. It is our conviction that the primary education is the foundation of any child, and so we are paying particular attention to the primary education sector.
The school grant has helped the Alia administration achieve 85% of its quality education reform, which cuts across secondary and tertiary education levels.
When this administration came on board, the first thing they targeted was infrastructure, to ensure that we had a first lift in all our schools, and that has been on top gear. The next thing was to improve the teaching strength in schools, which has been done. The next thing the government is targeting now is to improve the learning outcomes. And one of the ways to improve learning outcomes is to ensure that monitoring is strengthened. And that's where we are. So we're almost at the final stage of quality, comprehensive quality basic education. So I would say that so far, His Excellency has achieved up to 85% of his targets in basic education.
At the secondary level, we have what we call the TVET schools, and he's also focusing attention on that, establishing them and ensuring that they are strengthened to be able to deliver functional and quality education whereby learners are able to make use of their hands. And also, you agree with me that the University of Agriculture, Science and Technology is a newly established institution, and is doing very, very well. We just had the first enrollment. They are writing their exams, and they are actually doing very well, very, very well.
The choice of motorcycles for the local government education secretaries is to support hard-to-reach public schools in remote locations, which saves time in the implementation process.
Now to politics. The senator representing Kwara Central, Senator Salihu Mustafa, has reaffirmed his confidence in the All Progressives Congress, describing the APC as the strongest political platform in the country with growing support across Kwara State. He maintained that the party would remain unbeatable if members continue to work together in unity and support the programs of both the state and federal governments under President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. The senator stated this while paying homage to the Emir of Ilorin, Ibrahim Sulu Gambari, in his palace.
APC is the party to beat. I will repeat again, APC is the party to beat. A unified, strong togetherness of APC cannot be matched by anybody. And I see great prospects from APC so that we can continue the good works already started, both by the federal government and the state government, especially in the areas of the renewed hope agenda.
You're watching Newsroom series on Channels Television. Right after this break, we'll bring you more political stories making the rounds within the region. Stay with us. Welcome back. Now we switch to party politics as former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has been declared winner of the presidential primaries of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, and has been presented with a certificate of return to fly the party's flag in the 2027 presidential election. Mr. Atiku polled 1,846,370 votes to beat his closest contender, Mr. Rotimi Amechi, who gathered 504,117 votes. Mr. Mohammed Ayatuddin came third with 177,120 votes. Mr. Atiku was declared winner of the exercise amidst rejections from the first and second runner-up, who both faltered the process alleging fraud.
National Chairman. Members of the ADC Primaries Election Committee reconvene in the Transcorp Hilton Congress Hall to continue with the collation and declaration of results from across the states.
The total number of polling units in Lagos is 13,325.
Done with the collation from the states, it is time for the winner to be declared.
It is my very rare privilege and honor to declare His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar as the winner of the presidential primary election, having secured the highest number of votes and hereby returned as the presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress for the 2027 general elections.
Three aspirants, namely Rotimi Amechi, Mohammed Hayatuddin, and Atiku Abubakar, contested for the presidential ticket of the ADC. Both Amechi and Hayatuddin had rejected the outcome of the exercise and boycotted the collation center in obvious protest. However, the national chairman of the ADC is appealing to all the contestants to close ranks and build bridges of reconciliation so that the party can achieve its aspirations for the 2027 election.
I want to appeal directly to our three aspirants, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, GCON, Right Honorable Rotimi Amechi, CON, Alhaji Mohammed Hayatuddin, CON. Each of you is eminently qualified. Each of you has served this country with distinction in important capacities. All of you possess the experience and capacity to offer leadership to Nigeria. However, it can only be one of you who would fly the flag of our party. And tonight, the members of the African Democratic Congress have spoken. I congratulate you, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. This party has placed its trust in you, and you must realize that you now have a duty to build bridges and carry every member along.
In a similar vein, the ADC presidential candidate appeals to fellow contestants to put the exercise behind them and work with him to win the 2027 general election.
I appeal to all those who contested for various positions in our primaries to close ranks with us. In particular, I invite Chief Rotimi Amechi and Alhaji Mohammed Hayatuddin to join me in this fight to save our democracy and our country. As I said previously, there are no winners and no losers. Our people look up to us for leadership. I'm ready to lead. I shall work with you all to continue to build our party. I will campaign with you, and if Nigerians give us the mandate, govern with you to build a country that works for all of us.
The ADC has grappled with challenges, particularly questions surrounding the legitimacy of its leadership. Analysts argue that the party's capacity to weather these storms and to contain the backlash from this primary will significantly shape its performance in the 2027 general election.
Now to party politics. Nasarawa State's Governor Abdullahi Sule has assured his political base that victory for the All Progressives Congress in the 2027 general elections is achievable. He gave the assurance when he received the state's All Progressives Congress governorship candidate, Senator Ahmed Wadada, on a thank you visit at the government's house. Our correspondent Halima Gayam has this report.
Governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress in Nasarawa State, Senator Ahmed Wadada, leads supporters on a thank-you visit to Governor Abdullahi Sule. He is here to appreciate the governor and stakeholders of the party for the governorship primary elections, which saw his emergence as the party's candidate for the 2027 elections in Nasarawa State, and for the confidence expressed by the governor and others, even before the primary elections, that he is the best man for the job. Governor Sule says he is happy with the outcome of the primary elections at the state and federal levels, which secured the ticket for Senator Ahmed Wadada and President Bola Tinubu.
Let me at this moment congratulate all our own candidates of the various positions, especially His Excellency President Asuwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for actually winning his own with close to 12 million votes. We are here once more to celebrate our candidate for the governorship election, Senator Ali Wadada.
For the governor, victories at the party level is the first step, and the real work is to ensure victory at the polls in 2027.
I want you to get up and walk. We do not want to do anything but ensuring that we win this election.
Senator Wadada says his victory is for the people of the state and calls his closest contender to join hands with him for the development of the state.
We have no state other than Nasarawa State. We must join hands, put heads together to take Nasarawa to the promised land.
The party's energy is now directed towards campaigns ahead of the elections as it works to retain all powers in its stronghold areas and cause major upsets in others. Halima Gayam, Channels Television News.
Now to security issues. Kogi State's Governor Usman Ododo, has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to supporting security agencies in the effective discharge of their responsibility to protect lives and property across the state. The governor made this known during the commissioning of a set of strategic infrastructure projects at Nigerian Navy ship Lugard in Banda, Lokoja, as part of activities marking the Nigerian Navy's 70th anniversary. Represented by his special advisor on security matters, retired Commodore Jerry Omadara, Governor Ododo commends the Nigerian Navy for 7 decades of proactive operations in the maritime sector.
The commissioning of strategic infrastructure projects at Nigerian Navy ship Lugard in Banda, Lokoja, the Kogi State capital, is part of activities marking the Nigerian Navy's 70th anniversary. It's described as a significant milestone in the base's effort to enhance operational efficiency and personnel welfare.
The project being commissioned today demonstrates the Nigerian Navy's commitment to security, operational readiness, infrastructure development, and personnel welfare. Furthermore, the project to be commissioned will improve the base regimentation and ceremonial duties. It will also boost morale for personnel, friends of the base, as well as our visitors. Additionally, the benefits include aid to civil power and, more importantly, military operation with regards to the helipad.
Chief of Naval Staff Vice Admiral Idi Abbas is represented by the Flag Officer Commanding Central Naval Command, Rear Admiral Suleiman Ibrahim. He highlights the strategic importance of NNS Lugard in maintaining security along the River Niger and River Benue, noting that the base plays a vital role in national security and economic stability.
The newly constructed helipad will improve operational responsiveness and strengthen emergency support capabilities within the base, and in collaboration with both civil and other security agencies.
Kogi State Governor Usman Ododo is also represented by his special advisor on security matters, retired Commodore Jerry Omadara, who commends the Nigerian Navy for 7 decades of proactive operations in the maritime sector. He reaffirms his administration's commitment to support security agencies in the effective discharge of their responsibility to protect lives and property across the state.
His Excellency said, I should also appreciate the vision to have helipad, which is very strategic to several clearance operations by our security agencies, to Kogi State, VIP movement, and so many use that this helipad will add. However, he said, as you please, through the FOC Central Naval Command, that the CNS to please add the helicopter arm of the Nigerian Navy to as a support to operations in Kogi State.
The projects are then commissioned to improve regimentation and ceremonial duties within the base, while providing additional benefits for visitors and supporting civil-military operations.
And that's where we'll drop the anchor of this edition of Newsroom Series. For updates, kindly visit our website. That's www.channelstv.com. I'm Dominic Iwiwu. Enjoy the rest of your holiday.